Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Chicago Blackhawks franchise mode here in NHL 23. So, in last episode, we made a very big free agent signing, and we also started up the season simulation. And as you can see so far, we are 22, 15, and 4. So, pretty solid start. We are in the first wildcard spot, so not necessarily the best start in the world, but we are going to be making a little bit of changes to our lineup due to the second line being very bad defensively. I wanted to be a little bit better than that, and I also wanted to prove offensively too, because the third line has technically been outscoring it. But as you can see so far, guys like Asher Vance and all that doing as good as they normally should. But then you go to the second line and you can see that everybody on this line is really bad plus minus wise, especially Holtonen. But Pettersson's not putting up a lot of points. The other two are. So it's a bit of an iffy one, and we are going to be trading away one player on this line. I will get to that in a second. But yeah, you can see the third line just performing much better. Pinto is not actually a third liner. He's more of a fourth liner, but we did have an injury to Antons, who we signed in free agency, so he won't be back for still a little bit. But you can see the third line is all nice and plus. You go down to fourth line, it's also pretty much nice and plus, except for Crystal, who is the depth guy that's put into the lineup. So pretty much the only line right now that's in problem is this Holtonen Pettersson Recchi line. And yeah, like I said, we are going to be changing it up a little bit. Also, the top defensive pairings minus, but I'm not going to say that's a bad problem because these two guys play 24 and 25 minutes a night, so they're out there quite a bit, so that's probably why it is affecting them the way it is. And goaltending wise so far this season, Donald's not been great, but Rudy Pitten's been fantastic as a backup, so I'm really hoping that Donald could turn those numbers around. Either way, we have two good young goaltenders to play us into hopefully a playoff spot this season. But anyways, before we get into making that trade and simulating the rest of this regular season, we do have a couple comments to go over. So the first one is from Pens Gaming 7. He says, good pickup with Reefers. Definitely going to be a great with Vance. I feel like the Korchinski trade was long overdue, so I feel like it was the right move. I would definitely move both Holtonen and Pettersson just like Korchinski. I think after all those playoff losses, it's time to change it up. I would wait till the deadline, but definitely consider it. Bratt would be a great pickup, if not another top 6 forward for sure. So he's saying to move both Holtonen and Pettersson. I think we're going to only move one of them just because I feel like that would be too much changes to move out two guys on our top 6. So we are going to be moving out one of the two of these guys. Obviously, Recchi is already signed here for another 7 seasons still. So he is pretty much a big core piece of this top 6 in the future. But yeah, one of Holtonen and Pettersson will go. And the next comment, which is from HockeyGuy88, is what decided it for me on who we should be moving away. He says, I think it's about time to move on from Pettersson since he's been struggling offensively and defensively. I would look for a playmaker who's got good defensive attributes. And I was asking him if he wanted both Holtonen and Pettersson. He said, I think just Pettersson. Holtonen is doing pretty well offensively. So, yeah, we are going to be moving out our former 5th overall pick, was it? Yeah, former 5th overall pick in year 1, and Ville Pettersson. He's just not really found his footing that well here. Like, you go to his, like, early years, like, 30 points is not bad, but, like, he just never really found the offensive touch up until, like, the last 2 seasons in 30-31 and 29-30. But his plus minus has always been a problem, which is really weird considering he's a two-way forward. Also, he's never going to be one of those guys that are up there for the Selke. He is really good on faceoffs. Like this year, he's 59%, which is awesome. But you can see his takeaway numbers are never super, super good. So he's never going to probably be one of those guys that ended up winning the Selke. But we are going to be moving him out for a center playmaker that hopefully should drive our offense a little better on the second line. Because if we bring in this player that I'm thinking of, playing him next to Holtonen who could score goals, that should work a lot better, and then we should probably get rid of that plus minus. Like, well, that minus 19 should improve by the end of the season, I am hoping, on Holtonen. I don't think I'm going to move him out yet, but he might be a guy that we move out in, like, the off-season or something like that, because we do got guys that could score, like Bales, who's been pretty solid this year on that third line. We also got Donald Little that we could always move up into a top 6 role. Corrado, who's developing, that type of thing, so... Anyways, let's get into this pretty big trade. It's going to be interesting to see if this actually works one for one. Some of you guys in the Discord already know about it. I don't know. Yeah, nobody else knows about it because I never posted it on Twitter or anything. But we are going to be sending Ville Pettersson to the New York Rangers. As you can see so far, they are below 500. And yeah, basically Pettersson does need a change of scenery. As I was saying, he does still have a good amount of value, which is always nice. It's probably because he's on a pretty cheap contract for an 86. But we're going to be sending him to New York, and we are going to be bringing in this center, Skylar Cox, who is an 85, so a little bit lower overall-wise, but he is 2 years younger. He does still have that elite potential. He was a 6th overall pick in 2025, so a few years later than Pettersson was the 5th overall pick. But yeah, this guy's a playmaker. He's not get the best passing, but he's still got really good face-off stats, good offensive awareness. It does potentially fit into our top 6. And also, if you look at his numbers, his offense has been a bit more consistent, I think. Maybe a little bit less, but both of them have really struggled defensively. But then again, he's been on a team that's only made the playoffs 2 times so far. So in this case, he would probably be better than Pettersson just because of the fact Pettersson's been on a team that has made the playoffs and he's been minus. So one for one, this might work. If not, we could always add stuff to get this to go through because I know we are getting a younger player. Like we could always add in like a 4th rounder. We have like multiple picks, so I'm not too worried about this trade. It should easily work. And also look at the contracts; they're very similar. 3 years at 5.35 for Pettersson for us, and then Cox is making 5.275 for the next 3 years. So, yeah, this should be a pretty good trade. I think it will work for both teams. It's going to be interesting to see how Pettersson does with New York, but basically Pettersson is going to get to join Drew Commesso over there in New York because that's where Drew Commesso signed in the offseason. So, let's see if this goes through one for one. And that's rejected. Too far off, huh? Too far off. Okay, I'll give you our 4th rounder. That should get it done. You guys want our 4th rounder? I mean, I could go up to our 3rd if really need be, but this should be able to easily get done. So let's see if that works. Rejected. I could give... Yeah, I have 2 3rd rounders. Let's give Carolina's 3rd. Don't need it, really. So let's see. Pettersson and a 3rd for Cox. Rejected. Damn, they're not liking this deal at all. Let's give them the 3rd and a 4th. I'm okay with giving them these picks because these picks are just extra picks we have this year, and we have so much prospects that picks don't really matter as much. Let's see if this works. That's still rejected, huh? What if I gave you my own 3rd rounder in this deal as well? So you're getting 2 3rds and Pettersson for Cox. I don't know why they're valuing him a little bit more because the trade values look pretty even to me, but whatever, it is what it is. Still rejected, huh? Would you take a 2nd round pick? I don't really like giving up seconds and stuff too often, but in this case, I would be willing to do that. Let me see if I could snag back like a 4th rounder in this deal, and then I'd have like 3 4th round picks, which makes no sense, but let's see if we could at least snag something back in this deal. So Pettersson in a 2nd for Cox in a 4th. That's rejected. What if I got rid of the 4th and just did Pettersson in a 2nd for Cox? Still rejected. But the value is just a bit low. Okay, so I got to add something to the 2nd rounder as well. I guess I could add a 7th rounder. I don't really care what I'm giving them, to be honest, in this. We need something to get our top 6 going a bit, you know. So Pettersson a 2nd and a 7th for Cox. And that one is accepted. So there we go. We have made a big trade with the Rangers. I was thinking it was going to be a 1 for 1, but turns out the Rangers wanted a little bit extra from us, which I think I was okay with moving anyways. So we're just going to throw Cox right in here. And let's go to the power play as well here. And we'll put Cox is already on the 2nd unit. That's good. So let me just back out of this and just make sure we have Cox in every spot we want him to be in. But yeah, that should help out our offense, hopefully, since they're a playmaker and a sniper. He's basically like what Nazar was like last year, so that's interesting. But also, one problem with Nazar is he's a pending UFA this year, and he might demand a lot of money, so we might end up losing him, which I don't think would be detrimental, because Recchi could always go up to the top line, but still, that would not be good. But here is Skylar Cox. He's going to be wearing 63 with us, which is cool, because that's my favorite number. So he's going to be playing in that spot, and 2nd power play unit has a minus, which is interesting. And there's nothing we could do about it. Cox is also going to get some penalty kill time, it looks like. I might actually put him on the second penalty kill unit instead. Who's on the second penalty kill unit right now? Ziska and Bales. Let's move Bales to the top unit, and then Cox will be the center on the second unit, just to change it up a little bit, and then Ziska could play on the third unit since he's a rookie. And we'll throw in whoever's the left wing on this one, which is Recchi. Oh yeah, Vance is also on the penalty kill. I forgot about that. Let's go with Recchi, and then we'll put Ziska with Vance. I think we'll put Vance on the wing since Vance is a goal scorer. And yeah, Ziska is our face-off man. There you go. So a little bit of a change up to our penalty kill lines, but that should hopefully help out some things. There's a lot of minuses on the three-man units, but it's okay. So there we go. Let's see if that helps out our team. And also let's take a look at where the Rangers are going to be slotting in Ville Pettersson. Probably right in the same spot as where Cox was with New York, my guess. Let's see. Yep, right onto that second line he goes. He's going to be running to number 16. It's going to be weird to see what he does with the Rangers now, but that was a pretty interesting trade, I think. Final look at Pettersson's stats with us, just in case you guys wanted to take a look at that. Playoff-wise, he didn't really do much either. He was a minus 20 in 34 games, so I think a change in scenery definitely was warranted for Pettersson. And we get back a pretty similar player, but a playmaker instead of a two-way forward. So we'll see if that happens. And also, Reefers technically replaced Pettersson since they're both two-way forwards anyways, so I think that makes sense. That's actually kind of funny. The next game we have is against Chicago. Or not against Chicago, what am I saying? Against Ottawa. But Ottawa's playing Chicago tonight. I'm recording this on the Monday. So that's actually kind of funny. Interesting. We actually played a Rangers coming up. So I might have to slow sim that game just for fun. Yeah, I think I'm going to slow sim that game for fun. So let's sim up to that game against the Rangers in New York. It'll be Pettersson versus Cox. Cox gets his welcome back video. And we win our first two games with the addition of Cox. 5-3 and 5-0. That's a good sign. Let's see what happens in this game against the Rangers, though. If this is like a future Stanley Cup Finals, that'd be pretty interesting, too, just because of former players and all that stuff. But let's see what happens in this game. We're down 1-0 after 1, 2-0 after 2, and Pettersson scored against us. You gotta be joking me, game. And yeah, we lose 2-0. So Cox didn't do anything in his debut, and Ville Pettersson has scored a goal against us. That was only his 5th goal of the season. Well, that is not exactly what I had in mind, but oh well. Let's continue to simulate and get the rest of the season done, because I think that's the only move we're going to be making here in this season, is just because I think it definitely gives us a better offensive top 6. So that depends on what our record is looking like once we get to the closer part of the deadline. No, I'm not trading Avery Potter. He's an important piece to our defensive core right now. Howden, Potter, and Brewer for Bratt and Bortolo. No, thank you. Jesper Bratt was somebody I was looking at to replace somebody like Holtonen, but now that he is, we already have a playmaker on that second line, it doesn't really make much sense. So Antons is back, which is great news. So we will take out Cristal. So Antons goes back to that third line. He was doing pretty well for that third line. He had 16 points in 26 games and was a plus 10, so hopefully that helps out things a little bit. Was he on the power play at all? No, he wasn't. Hopefully he's still okay with his ice time. But there you go. Antons is back. Let's see if that helps out the offense a bit. And it seems to have decently. I don't really know if he's picking up points right now, but yeah, it looks like we're doing kind of a little bit streaky still, which I don't really understand because this team should be a lot better. 29, 23, and 5. Are we in a wildcard spot? No, we are outside of the playoffs by 3 points, but we have 2 games in hand. That's weird. Vance is up to 34 goals in 57 games. So that's 60 points. So the offense has definitely improved a bit, it looks like. But we're 3-7 in our last 10 games. So I don't really know why our team's all of a sudden not doing too well. Let's maybe rework some of our lines a little bit. Let's try moving Corrado back up. And we'll put Donald Little back down on the 4th line for now. Try and change something up. And then defensively, are these guys badly minus? Brunstrom is. Let's flip Brunstrom and Lowry, kind of split up the top 2 guys, just to see if that helps out a little bit. And yeah, that should be good. Let's see if we can win some games here, because we're fighting for our playoff lives right now. If we miss the playoffs, I will be really surprised, because this team definitely looks a lot better on paper. I don't know if it's the coaching staff or what, but we've not had like really great seasons so far here in Chicago. And we lose 2 more games in a row, 3 more games. What the heck is happening? We are now 29, 26, and 5. We played 60 games, have 63 points. The last wildcard spot's at 71. We are 8 points back of a playoff spot with 3 games in hand. Oh man, we might miss the playoffs. We might miss the playoffs. And I'm not fire selling people. I don't really know what the problem is. Let me take a look. Has Haltonen's plus minus improved? It has not. It's gotten worse. And his offense is also not doing too well. 38 points in 60 games. Why is this team struggling? It makes no sense whatsoever. Huh. Because technically Cox with us, he's been almost point per game. He's actually scoring a lot more goals than I expected, but he's a -3 in 19 games. I guess they have been better defensively in a sense, but why is their team losing so much games? I don't understand it. That third line isn't as plus minus as it was before. Let's put Pinto down the middle instead of Ziska. But Lidlon is offside as well. I'm just trying to like move this around a little bit. I honestly have no idea what the problem is with this team. We bring in a good free agent. We trade for a guy that's similar. Like, we should be doing definitely better than last year. Maybe it's that -1. If that -1 is the reason why we're missing the playoffs right now, that would be outrageous. But it might honestly be the case. The thing is with the -1 is I can't really get rid of that because unless I called up Nitamaki, but I don't know if he'd fit our defensive core right now. He's not doing too well minus-wise in the AHL. I don't want to scratch any of these guys either, though. Yeah, I got to keep the defensive core almost the same. Easton Donald's having a terrible season, though, to be honest. That might be a play as we end up sending him down to the minors. Does he go through waivers? He does not. I could use him as a depth goaltender as well, but then I'd have to send one of these guys down. Huh. You know what? I might... This guy's been okay defensively, but I might take him out of the lineup. Or Corrado. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a change to the bottom 6 a little bit here. I'm going to scratch Corrado. I know he's a youngster, but I'm going to get somebody more defensively minded into that 4th line. But goalie-wise, I'm really not sold on Donald's play, but maybe he'll be better if we get to the playoffs. Like, he's not doing too well. Like, he's got below a 900 save percentage. And then you have Rudy Pitton, who's been phenomenal with a 927, and he's 7-1-2. Like, he's been, like, phenomenal as a backup. Like, I could always call up Patterson and use Patterson as a backup goalie, but he'd definitely be weaker. But I really don't know what the heck to do. Like, Easton Donald, I don't want to trade him away, obviously. I don't want to necessarily scratch him. I could send him to the minors. But then I'd have to bring in another goalie to play with Rudy Pitton, which I don't really know if there's anything out there. Like, we're kind of in a spot where we need to find ourselves good goaltending, or else we're not going to make the playoffs. Maybe it's the minuses on all those penalty kill lines I was looking at before. Maybe we should address that. But it is really confusing right now with this team. Let's see. Let's go Reefers on this top unit instead. Let's not have Cox on the penalty kill. At least not just yet. Let's put Pinto on the second unit. And Ziska actually fits that okay. It's Ovechkin that doesn't fit the penalty kill really well. Yeah, a lot of our defenders actually don't fit our penalty kill. That's interesting. So that may be something we have to look at some point. But let me take a look trading block wise, as I don't want us to miss the playoffs this year necessarily. If we squeak into the playoffs, maybe we'll win the Stanley Cup. But this is not a great sign right now. Is there any goalies on the block? There's Saros, but $11 million for 1 year. He must have been doing really well. That's funny. $11 million, huh? We're looking for a goaltender. Oh, there's Nico Dawes with a 1 year deal. I see, even Nico Dawes is technically doing better than Donald is right now at this stage. I don't know why Donald's struggling. Let's see, we should find another goalie somewhere out here. Or we could just sim the rest of the season and regardless and see what happens. Because, I mean, we might just all of a sudden go on a big winning streak and get into the playoffs. Because I have seen that happen before, so. But his team is really not working well together right now. I don't know what the problem is. It's so weird. It's so weird. There's not a lot of goalies out there, it looks like, in terms of the trade block. Huh. And I don't think Nico Dawes would be much of an upgrade. And then the other one was, who was it? Oh yeah, it was UC Saros on 1 year. Yeah, see, Saros hasn't been that great either. Like, he must have got some sort of statistical growth and got paid big bucks like a few years back. Oh yeah, probably back when he had like 9 shutouts. He's a really good playoff goaltender though, but yeah, I don't think it's worth trading for a guy making $11 million right now. Because I would trade for him and then probably just send Donald down to the AHL. Yeah, I don't think we can make a trade for a goaltender. I think we just got to play with this team as is and see what happens. Because this team should be able to get back into the playoff hunt. But being 8 points out, we at least have the 3 games in hand. So technically we could only be 2 points back with the same amount of games played. So we just got to go on a big winning streak here and hope that Asher Vance could get going a little bit. 35 goals in 60 games is pretty good. We'll see if he ends up hitting 50 by the end of the year, but there is likely a chance he doesn't hit that. I don't know. But, oh, maybe we could move Reefers to the second line. I don't really like doing that because Reefers is definitely a first line forward, but maybe moving Reefers to the second line and moving Cox to the top line could be something. And that doesn't really work that well. We could always try and split the Nazar up with the top line. Yeah, let's try a little bit of a change. Even though Nazar's been good, I want to just find something to get our team going a little bit. So we're not going to make any trades despite our goaltending not being that great from Easton Donald. Let's assimilate the rest of the season and see if this team gets in. Because this team should definitely be a playoff team at this rate. So there's another loss. God damn it, guys. Why are we losing so many games? I might need to find a new head coach or something. Because this team should have a lot more wins right now. And Alex DeBrincat just got traded to the Rangers for the first round pick in Barlow. So I don't know why New York is adding. They must have turned it around. Because they weren't doing too good. I don't need to claim Gambrell on waivers. And there's another loss. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to make the playoffs this year, guys. This is very disappointing. We are 10 points back with only 3 games in hand now. And we're also fighting the Wild, too. And also the Flames and the Kraken. Like, why is this team underperforming? Is it our defensive core? It has to be, probably. I might honestly call up Nitamaki for the rest of the season. And then I would probably scratch whoever's really badly minus out of the young guys. Which there isn't really one that's super... Oh my goodness, Brunstrom. Why are you a minus 10? Let's move you over here. Move... Yeah, do something like this. I really don't know. Oh, this team should be doing better defensively. I know it's a young defensive core, but my god. Let me try something though. Let me call up Nitamaki for a second. See if he fits our defensive core better. Because maybe he'll get more to that minus. Kabanov is technically NHL ready. Same with Pielmeyer, Patterson, Nitamaki. Like, yeah, we have a lot of guys going to be jumping to our NHL team next season. So I will have to send down a player is the only problem. I guess I could send down Nugent Hopkins. I don't think he'll get claimed. Yeah, he didn't get claimed. Good. Probably because he's making over $1 million. That's good. So we'll throw Nugent Hopkins into this spot for the time being. And let's just go best lines down there in the AHL. And then I need to go back to edit lines in the NHL. And then we'll try putting Nitamaki in and giving him a shot. And I am going to be scratching Yuri Ovechkin, I think, is the one I'm going to be scratching. Still minus. Oh boy, why is everything not working on this team? Okay, we'll just do it like that. We'll give Ninamaki a chance just to give us some offense from the back end. But yeah, Ovechkin's going to get scratched for a little bit. Just trying to find something to get our team going. I feel like we needed a coaching change, though, to be honest. But let me actually take a look at our coaching staff. Is our assistant coach better fits than our current coach? 64. We have a Roach who does, I don't know if he is or not. I honestly might want to try Beaufait, but Beaufait is 62 years old, so he's getting closer to retirement. But Chevier's really has not been that great of a coach for us, has he? He's been okay. This is definitely his worst year yet. I honestly don't know what the problem is with this team. Is there anybody that's really low on morale that's causing like a crisis or something? There's people trending down, not a surprise though. I don't know what this team needs. I do not know what this team needs because we should be a playoff team with this roster, but we are struggling to find wins. We need to pretty much win every single game left this season if we want to have a chance to make the playoffs. So let's go on a tear here, boys, and see if we make the playoffs. But at this rate, I don't think we're going to be a playoff team, guys. There's another loss. And Easton Donald's been injured, so maybe that is the thing the team needs. Because he is now out with an injury. He's been pretty bad so far. Patterson's going to come up. And Patterson's going to play as our backup. And we'll see what Ninamaki also could do in our lineup. But Brody Pitton has been phenomenal as a backup so far. He's going to get a chance to be our starter with Patterson as the backup. And then goalie-wise in the AHL, Tukio is going to get a chance to start down there with whoever the heck this dude is. Okay, let's see if we can get some more wins here. Come on, guys. There's a loss. There's 11-1 win. There's a 4-1 win. There's an 8-1 win. Okay, now we're going to make the playoffs. Watch, right? Because now we're going to win every single game here down the stretch. Almost. Yeah, we almost won every single one of our games. We're at 77 points now. We're probably far out of it still. We're only 3 points back with 2 games in hand. Okay, so now we're fighting our way to get back in. The Blues are also fighting with us. But there is a chance we make the playoffs. And there is a chance that Vance could hit 50 goals again this season. So this is going to be very interesting and right down to the wire pretty much. Oh boy, that last game of the season against St. Louis might dictate who gets into the playoffs. Like, I feel like this schedule is strategically set up. So let's do these 5 games, see if we can get some big wins here still. Because we need them to get into the playoffs. There's a loss, that's not good. There's an overtime win and Donald is back. I'm going to send Donald down to the AHL for the rest of the season. I'm going to send Donald down to the AHL for the rest of the season. Which might not be a great thing to do, but he has not been good, and the team has been winning without Easton Donald. So we'll probably call him back up for the playoffs, but for now he's going to get a chance to play back down there in the AHL for a little bit. I know that's kind of weird playing in the 82 in the minors, but Rudy Pitton's taken over the reins and been doing pretty well. So could be just a sim engine though too, who knows. 40, 32, and 5. We are almost back into the playoff hunt. And Ovechkin's losing morale. I don't like that. Don't worry, Ovechkin. I'll probably put you back in to start the playoffs and then send Ninamaki maybe back down. 85 points. The last wild card spot or the last playoff spot has 86 points. Yeah, we're right back into the hunt. And Vance is at 45 goals. He needs 5 more goals in these final 5 games. Let's do 2 games at a time. Come on, boys. Let's get into these playoffs here. There's a 1-0 loss and another loss. Those might actually set us back quite a bit. Yeah, that's going to probably make us miss the playoffs, those 2 games. We're 2 points back still. And we do have a game in hand on the Sharks, which is good. But the Wild are also fighting with us. So those 2 games against the Wild and the Blues are going to decide who makes the playoffs, I think. Oh my goodness. But first we got to win against Nashville. And we got to hope that the other teams don't win much games. How's it looking right now? Oh no, the Blues are in a wildcard spot with 89 points. We're still only 2 points back of the Sharks with a game in hand. These 3 games are going to decide if we make the playoffs or not. First game against Nashville. Come on, win it. Oh my goodness, we lost 9-4, and that's going to probably do it. We're not going to make the playoffs, right? We're still 2 points back with the same amount of games played as the Sharks, but the Wild are above us. We need to win both these games. Yeah, because we'd be at a maximum of 89 points, so we'd be still tied with St. Louis. Oh, man. Let's make sure our lines are set up properly for this. Yeah, we might not make the playoffs, guys, just by the hair of our teeth. Which is not great, because this roster should be doing a lot better than that. How's Nitamaki been doing? Better defensively, not super great offensively. But he's not getting power play time. Come on, guys. Please, we need to win both these games. Obviously, Minnesota's one of the teams we're fighting with right now. So if we win this game in regulation, we hop them in the standings. And then if we beat the Blues, we would basically hop them in that wild card spot as well. But also, we got to keep an eye on the Sharks. Okay, we'll do some real-time simulations. I know this is going to be a long episode, but we need to win these games or else we're not getting into the playoffs. So here we go, guys. Real-time simulation for the second last game of the season. This is a must-win game. Let's see what happens. Come on. I swear, this team is so streaky. We did so good up into this point in this last little month or whatever, and now we've suffered like 3 straight losses. There's a goal from Halton and a good way to start it off. Minnesota's who knocked us out in the playoffs last year, right? I think so. But it's good to see Halton scoring here early in this game because it's a must-win one. And then the game against St. Louis is going to be interesting as well. And hopefully San Jose, they're facing like tough teams. So hopefully they end up losing their game as well because that would definitely help us a lot. Otherwise, we need to win these last 2 games. And St. Louis has to lose their last 2 games, I think. So, hey, Reefers makes it 2-0. Let's go, boys. Playing a much better defensive game than the last game because I think it said we lost 9-4. But we've been so streaky that I think we're going to have a good playoff run this year if we get into the playoffs, that is. Third period, let's lock this one down. There you go, Vance. 3-0 game. Looks like we are going to win this crucial game, and then we got to win against St. Louis. Or maybe we don't. Depends on San Jose, I guess, too. But this is a big win here. On the road, too, in Minnesota. Let's go, boys. Pinelli makes it 3-1. That's okay. And Brunstrom gets the empty net. And yes, we win a very crucial game. There you go. There's the player stats. Rudy Pitten's had a great year. I don't know why he's been so good. Okay, so let's see the wild card spot. We are in a wild card spot now. We have hopped the Wild as well. And the Sharks have been knocked out. They played the same amount of games as us. They have the same amount of points. We have way more wins than them, so I think we are very close to clinching. Hopefully San Jose has a game before our St. Louis game. No, I'm not claiming Grunstrom on waivers. Let's advance a day. And we are still in that wild card spot. The Sharks have still played 81 games as well, and the Flames are also tied with them in the standings. And then the Ducks could technically get in as well. And then the Wild technically too. So if we win this game, we make the playoffs because we've had more regulation wins. We lose this game, and either the Wild, the Sharks, the Flames, or the Ducks win their game, they would make the playoffs. Comes down to this. This is a big, big game. We win this game, we have made the playoffs after a very, very weird season. Let's see if we can win this. We're on home ice as well. Come on, guys. We got to do this for the fans. Get ourselves into the playoff spot. And then who knows what could happen once we get there. So, or at least get like a point in this game to make me feel safe. But we need 2 points. And Asher Vance is getting close to 50 goals. And we're down 1-0. And now we're down 2-0. We're not going to make the playoffs at this rate. Unless all those other teams lose a bunch. This might be a really heartbreaking loss. Not a great start for Rudy Pitton in this one. He's kind of inconsistent, I guess. We're down 2-0 after 1. I have seen us come back, obviously, from 2-0 after the first period. So let's see if we get 2 of our own here in a second to get us back in this game. Come on, guys. We need to get a goal. We need to make the playoffs, or else like we might not make it if we lose this game. Depends on the other teams, which more likely one of them will get a win. Come on, guys. Please. Find a goal. Please. Penalty kill, and they make it 3-0. We're not going to make the playoffs, I don't think. Unless the other teams all lose, which would be very fortunate for us. Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. We need to come back here in this third period, but I think we're going to just barely miss the playoffs. Pitton's having a bad game in the last game of the season. Very inconsistent team effort. I don't really know what the problem is, though. Vance makes it 4-1. That's his 48th goal, I think, of the season. But that's all we're going to get, it looks like. So Vance ain't going to hit 50 either. He's just going to come shy of it. And, yep, we lose 4-1 in what was a crucial game. The question is, did we make the playoffs? Were the hockey gods on our side? And did all the other teams lose their games? Please, please, please. Oh, somebody else won. And we have missed the playoffs by a minuscule 2 points as the Flames get into the playoffs. The Ducks just miss as well. Oh, man. We literally missed the playoffs by the smallest margins. We win that game, we are in the playoffs. But unfortunately, we suffered a loss. And yeah, we missed the playoffs by that small of a margin. God damn it. This game is so annoying. Like, how the hell does this team miss the playoffs? Just because of a -1 on the top 6 pairing, I guess? Because if it's because of that, that's fucking ridiculous. My God. Like, how does this team miss? We got friggin' like a perfectly set up team. We just barely missed the playoffs. I get goaltending might be a little bit weak, but still. Patterson was actually really good as the backup. He was doing a lot better than Easton Donald was. And yeah, Pitton was good, but that's not good. Let me send Patterson back down, though. But I am not really happy with this game right now. His team should definitely be a playoff team. But we lose our last game of the season, and that also dictates the fact that we didn't make the playoffs. So, that is a heartbreaker. At least we have a lot of good players coming up in the system for next season, but Frank Nazar might head the free agency this year. Like, it's not great. Let's take a look at our player stats. Did the Rangers make the playoffs with Pettersson? I am curious on that. No, they did not. They did not make the playoffs either. Huh. Let's see, though, the team stats and player stats. See if that change in scenery for players helped out. We'll also take a look at Pettersson's stats also, but why did this team miss the playoffs? We might need a new coach or something. Yeah, we finished 17th best in the league. There's teams below us that made the playoffs, which is annoying. Where's our offense? Our offense looks like it fell off a little bit. Still not too bad offensively. Goals against wise, not great. Could be better defensively, looks like. Actually, it wasn't terrible. Wasn't terrible. Power play was second best in the league, and we missed the playoffs. And our penalty kill was one of the best in the league. So, basically, we were solid at everything. Yeah, we missed the playoffs. Probably because of that road record. Oh, why did we miss the playoffs? God damn it, guys. God damn it. Okay, so Vance had 85 points and 48 goals this season. This guy is killing it still. 323 career goals at this point. And, yeah, less goals than obviously the last few years. Doesn't hit 50 goals for the first time since 2027, 2028. But almost a 50-goal season again. And, yeah, he's definitely a channel legend already, I think, at this rate. 102 takeaways as well, damn. Maybe we should have still tried him at center all year around. I don't really know. Let's go, Vance. Nazar, 80 points. Yeah, he might head the free agency because he might ask for too much money. Yeah, he's probably going to demand like 10 million bucks. Reefer's only 68 points on that top line. Not great. Not great. But plus 18 is really good defensively at least. Yeah, he's not really a huge point producer. Even playing him next to Vance. Good face-off numbers, good takeaway numbers. I don't know if he was necessarily what we were looking for, but hopefully he could find more offense in the future. Cox, 66 points in 81 games, obviously playing with us and the Rangers. He had 35 points in 41 games, which is pretty good. He was on better pace with us than the Rangers by a little bit, and his plus-minus was also improved. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, maybe this guy would be better next to Vance than Reefers would. We might honestly try Reefers as a second liner and a first line penalty kill guy next season. Anton's 24 points, 58 games, not bad. Ziska 20 points in his rookie season. That's not bad either. Pinto 17 points. Chris Dahl, 6 points. Bales hit 48 points again. See, Brennan Bales is not that bad. He's consistently getting better, and we have this guy locked up for the next 7 seasons at a really cheap price, so really like that. Donald had 47 points. That's pretty solid, too. 10 power play goals, huh? Power play specialist there. And then Hartnell, since throwing him into the lineup, wasn't really that great, but he was better defensively than whoever was on the fourth line. Holton in 57 points, minus 25. Yeah, we might have to move out Holton in the offseason and try and find a better sniper for that second line or something. Because we could always get rid of him, and then we should be able to re-sign Nazar, maybe? I don't really know. Recchi, 54 points, minus 6, and Corrado, only 1 goal in 60 games. But he only had 39 shots and 11 points. And then we scratched him the rest of the season. Defensively, Makar had a good season, 63 points plus 6. Bernstrom had 46 points, was an even 0. Potter plus 8 with 18 points. Lowry and Morris were minus, but still solid. Ovechkin was pretty solid. And then Niedemaki, we called him up, and he had 4 points only in 20 games. With some power play time, he should do better offensively, but that's not great for an OFD. Goalie-wise, Donald was not good. Yeah, he was not good at all. A 9.02 and a 3.08. That's not good. He definitely needs to improve. Pitino was really solid. His numbers definitely declined once he became the starting goalie, but he was definitely the better of the 2 goaltenders this season. So there is that. Let's take a look at the entire league for points. Actually, let me take a look at Billy Pettersson's stats with the Rangers first, because I am curious on that. I'm sorry if this episode ends up being a pretty long episode. Pettersson with the Rangers, 31 points in 42 games. He actually did much better with the Rangers than he did with us, so that's good for him. That's good for him. He got a lot more power play time, it looks like, as well. Face-off numbers were still incredible. Takeaway numbers improved, too. Huh. That's interesting. It's like a small change in scenery. Like, all he's getting is... Actually, he's getting less ice time, and he did better. So maybe he's not good with the amount of ice time we were giving him. I don't really know. But pretty solid there for him in New York, if you guys wanted a little of an update. Let's take a look at the entire league for points and all that stuff. So, the best offensive forward is Connor Bedard and Mikko Rantanen. Both of them on the same team. And then Marner and Matthews. Kyle Connor's up there. Mark Scheifele's up there, but not on the Jets. Michkov is up there. McDavid. Best goal scorer this season was Austin Matthews with 59 goals. So Vance finishes top 5 in goals for. Not bad. Let's take a look at the Selke candidates. See if there's anybody that we know. Okay, so it's going to be Barkov that wins the Selke easily. 56% on the draw and 160 takeaways. So yeah, nobody's going to even compete with that. Best defenseman this season, Quinn Hughes again, 98 points. He's always right up there. And we moved out Korchinski, and he had a 59-point season with the Florida Panthers. And now he's a pending UFA. Maybe we should have held on to Korchinski on this rate. I don't really know. If we would have held on to Korchinski, maybe our defensive core would have done better this season. Maybe. Goalie-wise, best goaltender had 45 wins. That's Ola Josephson or Josephson. Most shutouts by a goalie, Nico Dawes, who we were looking at maybe trading for. And Calgary's the team that got into the playoffs, right? Damn, we maybe should have traded for him. Best save percentage by a starter is Jeremy Swayman with a 921 through 71 games. God damn. Yep, Swayman's going to win the Vezina by a long shot. Best rookie this season is going to be Igor Spruev in Columbus, but he was a minus 17. So the best all-around rookie is probably Ebbett. In that sense, he had 41 goals and 8 assists. What the heck? This guy does not pass the puck. He's almost like a Kirill Marchenko, I think it is. That's funny. So there you go on that front. Let's simulate up to the awards and all that stuff, because I want to get this season completely done with. It sucks that we missed the playoffs, because I think if we would have made the playoffs, we would have definitely had a shot to make a good run, since our team definitely should have been a lot better than they were this season. It's good I didn't get rid of my first round pick, but we got rid of our second rounder. But I think moving Holtonen might be something that we look into in this off season. And then also, hopefully we can bring back Nazar still, because Nazar, he's going to ask for a lot of money after a good season like that. And Philadelphia wins another Stanley Cup, I think, in this franchise mode. I believe that's 3 in a row, which is friggin' crazy if it is. Let's see, is that 3 in a row? It is. Damn, the 3-peat from the Philadelphia Flyers. God damn. I don't think I've ever seen an AI team win 3 cups in a row. That is ridiculous. They pull off the incredible defeat there. Damn. And School is a pending UFA, so I don't know if School is going to be still there with them next season. But a 3-peat from an AI team. Shout out to the Philadelphia Flyers. Let me actually take a look at their roster, see if it's changed up a lot. But, man. Philadelphia, let's see. Michkov still, Scheifele, Panarin. School, like I said, is a pending UFA. De Noyer was really good too. Damn, yeah, really good depth scoring on this team. So this is the cup-winning team that just won 3 straight cups. Carter Hart was the backup this season too. It was Maxim Safronov who took over. So Carter Hart's now a 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Yep, 3-time Stanley Cup champion for Carter Hart. And yeah, Michkov's already a 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Oh boy. Look at those playoff numbers. Definitely it's Michkov that's carrying them right now. I wish I had Michkov again because obviously we had him in my Arizona series and he was so good. But damn, Philadelphia is doing really well. Let's take a look at these. So Dallas won the Presidents, Colorado and Philly in the Stanley Cup Finals. Bedard, the Art Ross, and the Hart. Quinn Hughes, the Norris again. Scheifele, the Lady Bing. Ebbett, the Calder. So it was the guy with the better plus-minus in the 40-goal season. Not a surprise. So Ebbett wins the Calder. Michkov wins the Conn Smythe for the 3rd straight year. Goddamn. Swayman, the Vezina. Josefson won the Jennings. Jackson, the Masterton. Jar wins the Adams. Barkov won the Selke. And Bedard, the Lindsay. And Matthews, the Richard. AHL-wise, any awards for our AHL players? No. Kind of surprising with all the talent we have down there. Let's continue to simulate up. I know this episode's like 50-something minutes. I apologize, guys. But we need to wrap up this season. So, draft lottery-wise, we have 2 first-round picks. I forgot about that. We have Florida's pick as well, and that only stays at number 12. But we have 15 and 12. We could try and move up into the top 10 if we want to. So that's interesting. 2 top 15 picks in this year's draft. Retirement-wise, not going to spend too much time on this, but yeah, we probably didn't have any retirements anyways because we are a good young team that just missed the playoffs. I am so mad. I don't get why our team made it to the playoffs. Like, maybe a coaching change is in order. Maybe it is. So there you go. Oh, Jari retired. So former goalie of ours last season. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, Kadri's now a coach. Same with Mark Scheifele. Did we lose any coaches in our NHL team? No, we did not. Anybody in the AHL? No, we did not either. Okay, let's take a look quickly at the final few things that we normally wrap up the season off with. Let's take a look at the progress reports. See if we got any really good growth. Yeah, see, Nazar might be really expensive because of that, but Kabanov is getting good growth. He should be in the NHL next season. Solovyov should be technically NHL bound next year or as a depth defenseman. Pielmeyer as well. Yeah, we have a lot of decisions with all these guys jumping up. Like, it's pretty outrageous how much guys are jumping up. Ziska should be still in the NHL. Yeah, Lane Weeks is developing decently as well. Patterson maybe gets NHL time. Yeah, we have way too many prospects. Jeez. And then Howden's getting good growth too. Yeah, we have a lot of good growth as expected. Let's take a look at these contracts up for renewal. So yeah, Nazar is going to be the expensive one. I don't think he's worth $10 million, but you guys could give me an estimation on what we should do contract-wise with him if we want to keep on to him. Obviously, Potter's just going to be probably qualified or signed for a decent chunk. Yeah, maybe. He's a legit top 4 probably at some point. And then we got like Pielmeyer and Solovyov that are probably going to want one-way deals as well. And then we have Easton Donald, who just had a terrible regular season. He thinks he's worth $4 million. I probably will qualify him. So there's that. And final thing, the draft class. We have 2 first-round picks this year from the Korchinski trade. So we have 12 and 15. What can we get in this draft? Maybe we'll move up if it's needed, but if we wanted to move up into the top 10, it looks nothing like there's any huge steals. This guy looks good, though. If we want a right-handed offensive defenseman, Reginald Spiller, we could try moving up a couple spots to get him. But there also is like guys like Wayne Weidman. I don't really know what we need, though. We have so much prospects. It's like, what is our weakness? Huh. Yeah, we could always try and move up to get that defender that's NHL ready. Any steals in later rounds that I could pin? I know we don't have a 7th rounder because of that trade we made. This guy is guaranteed to be medium elite, so we'll pin him. And this guy's also guaranteed to be medium elite, so there might be some good late round steals for us, which is good, because at least that'll give us some more prospects to deal with. But I am so mad that this team missed the playoffs. Guaranteed low lead for the 2nd round. That's not bad, but we don't have a 2nd rounder. And there's also Kamachi, Hemingway maybe even. Yeah, this might be a solid draft class nonetheless. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Chicago Blackhawks franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to the draft and re-sign stage as we look to get this team to being a playoff team again. I don't know why we fell out of the playoff mix, but hopefully next year is a better season ahead. So guys, think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.